Hi everyone, Angela here. In a recent sewing tutorial, I made this lined zipper pouch with designs lasered onto the fabric. To do this, I used my xTool M1, the world's first laser and blade cutting machine in one. You can find the link for this machine down in the description below. I first tested small samples of the different fabrics I used. With the machine connected to your device, open up the xTool Creative Space. Once the lid is closed, with the image capturing, you'll be able to see what's inside. On the right-hand side, we're on Laser Flat, User-Defined Material. Click on that little ruler symbol, and it'll calculate the thickness of the material. The height raised is No, and we'll leave it on Auto Planning. Over on the left-hand side, click on Shape, and I'm choosing the heart. It appears here, and on the right it's changed to Object Settings, and for the processing type we want to select Engrave. Over at the top left, click Array, and then open up Material Test Array. This small window opens up for you to fill in the parameters that you want to use in the test grid. For the maximum power, I'm entering 25, and for the minimum, 3. I'll leave the number of columns at 5 and the spacing as it is. For the maximum speed, I'll set it at 150 and the minimum at 25. Again, I'll leave the number of columns and the spacing as it is and hit OK. The test grid appears with the parameters. Just click and hold to resize it so that it fits onto the sample. I'm keeping it pretty small so that it won't take too long to do the testing. Back at the top, click Smart Fill. Now technically this is supposed to add the grids onto the other samples. So I'm not really sure what happened there, so I just need to drag and rotate the grids on these other pieces. Now I am truly a beginner at this, so please leave any advice down in the comments. Now when you click on the grid or the object, it shows here for processing type multiple values. So each of these hearts should have different parameters. At the top, select Ungroup, and when you click on any of the hearts, it'll show the different parameters on the right. To put it back, highlight it all again, and at the top, select Group. Now click Process, and on the screen, it'll show what's going to be lasered. Click Start at the top, and it'll show a warning not to leave the device unattended. Press the button on the front of the machine to start the process, and click OK when complete. On my first fabric sample, which is a heavier denim, you can see my higher power settings were just way too intense. It burnt right through the fabric. The one I like is this one here at speed 57 and power 3. I tested the other two fabrics and selected those parameters. To add the designs onto each side of my pouch, I selected the text and the designs and positioned them into place. Remember to select Engrave each time, and when I was centering the shapes, I kept in mind that I was going to be sewing seam allowances along the edges. You can hold and drag to resize, or you can enter in the dimensions up here at the top. Once I had everything in position, I went back and entered in the parameters I selected for each different fabric. If you're finding this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and leave a comment below. For the text and the shapes in that center strip, I highlighted them and grouped them together to give them all the same parameters. I double-checked everything and then hit Process. I repeated these same steps for the other side of the pouch. I actually didn't like the way the center strips turned out, so I swapped them to a different denim so that it would look nice and sharp. Be sure to check out my full sewing tutorial for this zipper pouch. Thanks again for watching. Take care and happy creating!